partial Craigslist rebuilds on the starter. I call it partial because it's not paying. I just sprayed it down with some oven cleaner. At least you can kind of touch it now without getting too funky. But anyway, I'm going to throw this back on. See if it'll turn the motor over on the starter. Hopefully so. Probably not. Let's see. We need some Craigslist rebuilds. We're going to use a little movie magic here to get this starter reinstalled. See where it came from down there. You've already seen me take it out. You don't need to see me put it back. So let's get this done, and we'll be right back and give her a shot. All right, got the bottom bolt in. I didn't put the top nut on because it's kind of hard to reach, and I figure if this doesn't work, I'm going to try to rebuild the starter anyway, so we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. Everything's connected. Got a red light on my remote start switch, so this is literally the first shot. I haven't tried it before, so let's see what we got. How about now? Oh. She's turning over, boys. Water pump is not. I didn't think the water pump would be stuck. Okay, we got compression. These spark plugs are not, well, some compression. The spark plugs aren't screwed in all the way, so I just heard some blow by. The water pump is definitely stuck, so I'm gonna go grab a knife and we're gonna cut that cut the belt, and we should be good. Check back in a second. Got the belt cut. I got the plugs backed out some. They were already loose, but one of them I dropped on the floor. We'll figure that out in a minute. Go get it. But here we go again. Oh yeah. Yeah, she's turning good. Okay, I'm gonna get some motor flush, dump it in here, and we'll be right back. This is the stuff I got. I don't know. I figure, I mean, the engine was mostly water, full of mostly water anyway. So what do you got to lose by using some mystery chemical? So dump this guy in. It's probably destroying the engine, what's left of it. We'll see though. So my original plan was to throw some of this in here, hear it leaking down to the pan, get it turning over on the starter, and just sit here and let it run it for a few minutes, or several revolutions, and then let starter cool down several revolutions again. Since this is designed to be used on a running engine, so it may not be doing anything. It says it has diesel fuel in it, kerosene. I'm definitely smelling kerosene. Alkalines, benzene. Probably shouldn't drink this. It probably says that somewhere. I don't know. Not gonna try it. Here we go again. I can see the spark plugs moving. They're so loose. in the head that on the, I guess, compression stroke, you can see them kind of wiggling. I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. I'm curious now at this point whether or not the oiling system, like, it would be nice if it was not clogged, but I don't know. So I think I'm going to run it like it is I'm just going to do this for a few more times, and then at some point I'm going to pull the valve cover and see, because you should be able to see oil at the rocker shaft. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm happy that we're at this point. I was concerned that the starter wouldn't have enough torque to turn the motor over, and it's struggling, but this battery is old and questionable. So, and it's got jumper cables. There's a lot of things working against it here, but so far I'm pleased. This is a good sign. First real sign of life, like this might actually happen. But anyway, I'm gonna keep messing with it and I'll check back in. I think I'm working the starter a little too hard. It started to slow down. I gave it a second, let it chill for a minute, try it again. It sped back up again. So I don't want to push my luck on that. I did hook an extra jump box up, so I got plenty of voltage, or I should. There's my jumper cables are pretty warm, so it's drawing some current for sure. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and pull the valve cover, and because I can hear stuff, I can hear liquid moving around inside. So what I hope that is a oil diesel mix that's up here under this valve cover. So hopefully we'll be able to see that, see some kind of oiling taking place. Because again, I really would like to get it running on this engine. Would I like to swap it? Sure. But would it be cool to get it running on this same guy, running and driving? At least enough to, wouldn't call it a full-on going to town rig, but we have a car show, pretty big car show. It happens twice a year around here, and it's pretty close to home, so it would be cool to be able to take it over there and have it, barn find, or as found condition, running and driving. That'd be cool. I'm probably gonna drop that. All right, now let's see if we can get this guy off. Grab a dead blow. Speaking of dead blow, I guess I should have done this earlier. Pull this valve cover and tap the valves just to make sure they were not stuck. But I did not do that. Which I guess they're not, because it wouldn't be spinning over if it was. All right. Well, we're gonna need a new gasket. Look at this though. It's pretty clean in there. Cleaner than I expected to see it, at least. Let's see. It's got some gunk. There's some gunk buildup. It's actually very clean. Again, cleaner than I expected to see it. So this is This is interesting. There's an acorn in there. Try to get that guy out. Come on, don't fall down in there. All right, got my finger on that. Another little piece of shell right there. All right, he's out. I don't see any other stuff. Spin it over a little bit more and see if we can see any activity here. Don't really see anything. It's my jump box complaining. Probably current draw. So I don't see any active oiling, but there's oil up here. So yeah, and obviously all the valves are actuating, so that's a good sign. Okay. Well, I think what I'm going to do today is see all of these. Well, I don't know anything about this engine, but or I won't say that. I don't know a whole lot about this engine, but so far I'm liking what I'm seeing. I think we got a chance. I do want to try to decode some of these casting numbers too, just to see, just in case, because I think this engine is supposed to be gray, like the factory color is gray. It's blue. Of course, somebody could have painted it, in the 80s. I don't know. But it's just kind of making me think that this may not be the original engine. I don't know. This thing's crimped off, which is, I guess, the original, like the tube, the oiling tube that's supposed to get oil up through that head bolt. There's some galley in there, and that's what this thing is, like a bypass for that. So it should be pulling oil from the other side, pushing it in right there. So I don't know, but again, I'm not saying anything remarkable here, other than I would consider it remarkably clean considering its age. I can definitely see casting numbers inside the head. There's some fun, there's some stuff in here, some good old internal engine funk. But it does smell though like, well, of course I dumped that stuff in, so I don't know if that's came from this rocker is wet, from where I poured that motor flush in. I don't know. We'll see. Let it sit for a while, turn it over some, drain it again, throw some fresh oil in it. I feel like it's a little tight, which it may have. It's not spinning as freely as I would think. It does sound kind of like it's struggling. So my my heart tells me that it's good, and it's just that the ground isn't good somewhere, or these cables aren't connected well. My gut tells me that all that water that was in the oil pan has completely eroded the main bearings or the rod bearings or both. So I don't know. Eventually, ultimately, I guess the next big step would be to drop the pan and just see what it looks like in there. But what I'm gonna do is try to get some ignition going, see if we can get some spark, get some new plugs and wires, and see if the old girl will fire off. And that's the easiest way to get it loosened up, just get it running. So we'll see where we get.